Okay, cool. So this is something that I meant to start hours ago, but with um with my narcolepsy, I've been fighting different weird different things that aren't hard, like changing titles and stuff. But I literally woke up with my eye resting on top of my vaporizer like a second ago. Um, I've woken up with my head like that. It doesn't matter. I've been trying to start this for 4 hours. I was ready to go at 7:30. Um, but I've literally woken up, worked on a few things, got things ready, and then woken up, rinse and repeat. And like, honestly, at this point, I don't even want to do it, but I I set everything up, and I do want to do this. I mean, it's just frustrating when this happens. Um, it really it takes the oomph out of everything when you because it's not just from like tiredness. It's not like I'm falling asleep every time. It's like I just disappear. Every now and then though, like I'll go straight into RIM, which is crazy. Where actually it happens a lot more than it doesn't, where I'll be here and then I'll just disappear for 30 minutes and I'll go into like full on RIM sleep where I'll have multi-sectional dreams that feel like they've taken 3 to 4 hours in 10 minutes. And it's just it's nuts. Um but I can't control when it happens. Um and it's usually when I'm focusing on something that it's much more likely to happen, which is why whenever I go to study, I fall asleep. When I work on I have to be really careful when I work on like graphics cards and stuff because I know I will fall asleep. So I have to I have to be really careful. Dropping hardware is no joke, and I've definitely done it before because I literally cannot control. It happens suddenly. It's like a bullet goes through and I'm just not there anymore. But that was 3 minutes of me talking about this, so I'm gonna shut the fuck up. So what we're doing today, listen, hopefully it works. I just realized that we're not gonna have any sound whatsoever for the games. I'll have sound. You guys won't have sound, so that's unfortunate. Um, the last 2 days, 3 days, I have been dealing with this PC. I kind of talked about it the other day, but not really. Um, but I've gotten it to the point where I'm finally ready to test the CPU and the APU to see how it's doing. I got the motherboard to work, and it literally came to me in it came to me from someone who originally bought it because they wanted to stream. Um, and she didn't know exactly what she was getting, but it looked nice. And when things weren't really working, people told her to get a graphics card. So she went and got a nice graphics card. Like she went to AMD's website, bought a brand new 6800 XT, put that in there, and within the first, I think the card looks brand new. She put it in, and then the system just stopped like connecting to the internet. Um, and it's just been a nightmare. And she decided that she didn't want to stream anymore, or she was gonna move to like streaming with the PlayStation 5, I think, and then yada yada yada. Decided that it's just not really her thing. So I ended up getting the PC to help her sell, and because I originally tried to help fix it with her, but there was only so much I could do without not knowing what was really happening. Um, I get it here, and I look at it and I'm just like, okay, well, this probably has a pretty decent processor, you know, all things considered. The worst that it could probably be is like a 3700X. Um, but with how new it is, I assume that it was a 5600. Um, I get it upstairs and I turn it on, and I can't get into the BIOS. Um, it did go all the way to the screen to open up into Windows originally, and she didn't know her password because we'd done this once before, and she wasn't able, like, she was able to get in, but she couldn't get on the internet. So I just did a whole new Windows 10 home full wipe, and it started to blue screen every time that I went in. I got the internet to work for about 20 seconds, right when I could get it finally like stable. I was able to update the BIOS, and that helped a little bit. The BIOS hadn't been updated since 2020. It was like the BIOS that shipped with the board, I think. So I got that updated. The CPU that's in there, sorry, I forgot to say what was in there, was a that's weird. Looks like my Kick is crashing. I've heard that there's issues going with issues happening at Kick right now. Yeah, I'm not seeing a screen. I'm not seeing my face or anything on Kick. This is crazy. What the hell? F5? Oh, there I am. Okay. And then Twitch is still up. No, 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 no. And YouTube is up. Perfect. I've been experimenting with triple streaming the last few streams I've been doing. If anybody is here and wants to be like the coolest person ever, go to YouTube and follow me there. It's RLC Tech. It's the exact same on Kick and Twitch. So Kick, Twitch, YouTube are all the same. They're all RLC Tech. Because I'm so small and there's really nobody here. RLC is my initials, but that isn't what it stands for. I didn't realize how offensive the name really was until I told my somewhat wokish friends, and they got mad. But when I found out that I wasn't going to be able to walk again and that my feet were never going to get better, I created this YouTube account. I created a new YouTube account, which turned into a new like updating the name for my Twitch and my Kick to RLC, and my new Gmail email, which was my new main, is reallifecripple@gmail.com. So RLC Tech is Real Life Cripple Technologies, or Real Life Cripple Tech Support, which is what my I'm pretty sure is what my Twitter is still called. But my Twitter is so small that nobody's really seen it. But that's what it stands for. I'm probably never gonna say that again though, because it is I don't think it's offensive, because I am now, but I don't know. but it is good that this is working. I'm gonna get back to the story because I'm just fucking rambling. But like I said, I've been trying to start this stream since 7:30 is when I went originally to go live, and I fell asleep. Um, and like when you have narcolepsy, you don't really fall asleep. So I would fall asleep where like my head was resting on something like sharp. Like I'm pretty sure my forehead. Yeah, no, it healed, but like the last time I woke up because my eyeball was going into the tip of this because I fell forward like this and it was resting on it. Um, it's fucking it's crazy. Like earlier today when I was working on the PC, um, I I woke up to my forehead was dug onto this part of the wood over here, which is just like a super sharp just desk, and there's just this huge line. And with my legs, I have something called pitting lymphedema where my legs swell really bad because the fluid doesn't like travel through my body anymore. And I have I have two 360 AIO boxes that both are that have AIOs in them down on the floor right there. And the pressure of my body falling was pushing my leg into those boxes. So I had my like part of my leg had like a literally like this deep of a gash, like a pressure, like pointed gash going into it. Um, and it was that's what happens is like I'll be in a lot of physical pain, like a ton of physical pain when I finally come to, but it will be sometimes hours of me being like that. So when I come to, like um if I fall on something or something like that's happening, it doesn't matter how like bad it is, I don't think, because like I've I've gotten full like cut and not woken up from it. Um I woke up to my whole hand being blue because I fell and like cut full circulation off of my hand. I fell out of my chair, which happens quite a bit when these episodes happen. And it's fucking nuts. But I don't want to I don't want to whine about that too much because I was really excited to finally get this set to something. But TLDR, up to this point, my friend bought a piece, or so an acquaintance bought a PC. I know that she paid around $1,000 for it originally, and that she put another 500 into it with the 6800 XT, 5 or 6 when she bought it. Gets the card, computer stops working, correctly. She kind of is able to she's able to watch people stream, but like games still aren't running right. PC starts to blue screen, then her internet completely goes, and no matter what she does, she can't like fix it. I tried to help her out through, just through Facebook Messenger, but without having the PC like in front of me, I didn't know what to do. So I got this the other day, tore it apart, finally got to the BIOS, updated the BIOS from 2020 to now, and it is the worst X570 you could imagine. It has a Ryzen 5 3400G in it, which is insanity. It has one of the cheapest 3-piece fan kits I've ever seen. So the cooling's completely inadequate, which is that's the furthest issue. The main issue is the motherboard and the processor. The PC looked nice for what it was, but the hardware in it should have been a $400 system that she paid around at least $1,000 for, if not a little bit more, when she bought it. And the power supply in it is a 650 watt Corsair, but it's missing almost all of the cables that aren't like actively being used. So it has a single Literally, it has a single double PCIe cable for the graphics card. That's it. It has a single CPU cable, so it doesn't even have both cables for the CPU. I don't have any Molex cable attachments. I have one extra one of these for, for hard drives and whatnot. The motherboard was tightened so much that if you take off the shield, the screw, the first screw port is ripped out of the board. So there's a hole in the board when you take off this thing. You can literally see through it. That's weird. Hey, on these X570s, is the fan supposed to spin all the time? Anybody here yet? Shit. Okay. We might have a serious problem. I'm gonna pop the chat out of these, so I don't have to. I know that they're running, so I'm just gonna pop the chat out and get back to doing what we're gonna do today. Another thing that sucks is like I was fully ready to present everything, and it threw me off so much. Fast forwarding 30 some odd minutes and into the, or not, like 4 hours in the future, that it just throws off my it throws off my entire presentation skills, and my mentality gets completely I know what I want to talk about, but it's no longer as fresh as it was, or as exciting as it was. So it makes it I don't know, it's just frustrating. But I'm gonna do the best that I can with what I got. And we're gonna have to make it kind of, it's gonna be pretty lame with how I have to do this, but all right. Let's go over the system so in a way that you guys can actually see it. So the only way I could get internet on here to where it would actually work fairly well was using one of these. Luckily, I picked up a bunch of these a few years ago when they were on a super sale. About 4 of them, I think, for $9 a piece. Right, they were on sale for a single night, and they went back up to $40 after that. But these things have come in super handy over the years. I've had to give them out, with a few builds that didn't have Wi-Fi. But yeah, these have come out. These have been extremely useful. It's an AC 1800 Wi-Fi dual band, just a little USB plug-in. So I completely pulled the motherboard out. I cleaned everything by hand. I had to use it took a full day. It took probably 5 hours to clean the system, and it was insane how dirty the case was. Everything was coated in this weird white powder that had a kind of, it had a Swedish smell to it, like a vanilla, tropical smell to it. So I don't know if it was carpet sprinkles that had gotten inside of it or what. I completely redid the thermal paste. I had to take the fan apart, the cooling fan, which is why if you look at it, it's missing the AMD thing, because this like straight up just broke off, and putting it back on wasn't really, it's just not worth it. um I have it plugged into internet now. I was finally able to get everything, all of the updated drivers and stuff done, and I think that it's fairly stable outside of the random blue screens. It's giving me a stop code for it, I think it's the RAM. um I'm guessing the RAM controller is broken within the CPU. No, I doubt it's the CPU. I think it's just the board. Everything I've seen about this board online, I remember when it first came out and telling people not to buy it. um I had no idea how bad this board is, like truly is. It's the X570 Edge Wi-Fi, and it's been an absolute nightmare to work with. Internet didn't work at all. Even if I went into, so I went into device manager, deleted the PCIe. The PCIe lane was detecting nothing, even though it had a graphics card plugged into it. The Wi-Fi controllers were throwing a code. No matter what I did there, I couldn't fix it. If I turned the system on and got online in the first like 10 or 20 seconds, I could get online, and then something would change, like internally it would switch to something, and I wouldn't be able to get online. So even if I ran the Ethernet cable directly into it, there was something blocking it. So it wasn't until I found my USB Wi-Fi adapter that I was able to get online using Wi-Fi, and that's how I was able to get everything else downloaded. So now that the chipset's on there and everything's up to date, it seems to be running fairly stable. Um, I need to grab like a platform to put the camera on so that we can actually look at it. I'm guessing my sound is coming through okay. I'm guessing my sound is coming through okay. Jesus Christ, I'm fine. Okay, well, at least I know the sound's working. I'm gonna put my tablet over here so I can monitor everything as we go. Oh wow, you can see my reflection. Can you see my cane? Dude, having to freaking walk with this thing. Makes everything take so much longer. I'm gonna show you guys, see if you guys can see what. I'll make sure that this thing will reach. Oh. This is my phone and foot is so uniform now that I can't get my shoes on all the way. And this like everything's so up that like the way that the bones are setting now is every step feels like my heel is like crushing and the middle of my foot is like breaking. Or it feels like with every step. And the other leg isn't, the other foot isn't much better. It isn't as bad. I feel like a monster. Very hard to get used to. Oh shit. But it's more so that like walking and how much harder walking is becoming. That's really the issue. And like I know I need to lose weight, but it's hard to lose weight. When you can't. Let's set that there for now. We need to get it closer, I know. What's kind of sick is that the the cane has a built-in flashlight, dude. This thing's so sick. We've got like 6 or 8 extra like cheaper fans in it that I'm probably gonna put in there. My plan is to do up on the wall. I have the 420 is wall art now, and I'm adding my old like little Radeon card. It's gonna go up there. This one I have to be like careful with so it doesn't get hurt. because this I do actually use still for testing. I love this little card. This thing's sick. But I'm putting that up on the wall. This is going on the wall. The ARC 960 for the EVGA for the win 960. Or not 960, 660. It's a 660. And then I've got a 560 Ti, one of the EVGA 560 Ti's, and then I have an MSI Twin Frozer 550. Then those are going to be the wall art to go up here. The bigger cards are going to go across, where like it's going to be like the 420 AIO is going to sit where it's at. So you got the 420 there, and it's going to go where the black paper is across. Is going to be graphics cards. And I think that'll look pretty cool. Obviously this is going to be a little bit further back. It's not going to be this close. But yeah, I want to make that all graphics cards because this PC isn't going to be here much longer. This system's just the one that we're working on right now. All right, hopefully the sketchy ass stand works. So it's a EK 360 AIO box. Below it is a 360 Capolix Corsair. This cable's putting pressure on this other cable I'm trying to fix, so bear with me for just a second. Okay, now we got all the room in the world. So inside. Okay, so so this case was completely covered in like dust. There was dirt everywhere on the board. Like literally the whole board was covered in dirt. Um, the fan isn't spinning, so I don't know if that's one of the issues. I don't know if it kicks on when it gets too hot or if it's just broken, but that fan is no longer spinning. Um, it's a G-Skill 2x8 kit. Um, it's a Razer O11D, the Lean 011D Dynamic. It has a really crappy, it's not a crappy power supply. It just doesn't have any of the cables. So we have this one PCIe cable. That's it. And we have two. We have no Molex. We only have the one CPU cable. It didn't come with any of the extras. Um, I don't know what graphics card it originally came with, but it wasn't enough to like play games well. It may have just come like this. She said that she spent $1,000 ish on this. It didn't have the Corsair fans there. I added these three brand new fans, which are putting they're moving a ton of air compared to what was there. What was there was a shoddy like whatever the heck this is. The GIM. There's a 3-pack, and this is the controller for it right here. And the way that it was set up is that there was two fans here, one facing out, one facing in, and then the third fan was up top facing out. And I think it was screwed in. Yeah, it was screwed in like right here, so in line with those ones. This you could see this right here. None of these were actually ran to where was somewhat clean. So the temperature like had to have been really bad before. The card, so everything was covered in dust, right? Like everything. This I've barely blown it out. Like I haven't even blown out the inside of it. If you look, this has maybe been on for if I had to guess, 4 to 6 hours total. If it's always been inside of this system. Like this card is brand new looking. The only thing that I'm worried about is the fact that it was on this motherboard. The PCIe lane wasn't detecting the card at all, but the graphics adapter was. So it was throwing a code 18 and then a code 28. We've got a 970 Evo is the main graphics card, or is the main hard drive. And then we have an actual 2 terabyte HDD hard drive. I'm not sure what brand it is. So we've got a 2.5 inch and a single in an actual hard drive for storage. If we take off this thing, the Lightning Gen 2 right here, this screw right here goes, you know how it goes, it has that like single screw that comes out of the board that this thing screws into. Whoever took this thing apart the first time screwed it in so tightly that it broke it in the board. So you know like how it'll free spin if you tighten one of these too much and you break the post? It does the same thing with this. So you have to take off these two, and then you have to like slowly kind of get it at an angle, and you can get it to unscrew. And it doesn't unscrew, it like pops it all the way out of the board. So there's literally a hole in the motherboard when you take this thing off right here. You can see through it. Um, I replaced both of these cables, so I know that the data cables are working correctly. I've put Windows 10 on it. I've hand cleaned everything. Literally everything. I went through all of the heat sinks. I took everything off of it. The fact that this isn't spinning is worrying me because it's definitely hot, but it is not. It's plugged in too, so I'm hoping that it kicks on under load. Which one thing is I'm not familiar with the with having a board that has these things on it. Because I always all of the boards that I had I had B550s and then I had X570Ss. I mean, it doesn't look like it'd be hard to replace. At this point, this board is not. This whole setup isn't staying in here though. The board, this is way too nice of a case for this board to be in CPU. This whole setup is going to come out. So RAM, CPU, motherboard, and it's going to go into a budget case, and it's going to leave here with like, you know, in a CPU that's or a GPU that's good enough to play Fortnite. That's a little bit stronger than what's built in, and it's gonna be a very budget, you know, whole system. If I can get it running stable, because I'm not gonna, I won't sell something that isn't completely stable. With hours and hours and hours of stress testing, obviously, because I have integrity, and I feel very bad for the girl who bought this originally because she got completely screwed. Whew. Okay. My desk is a mess right now, dude. All right, so this is what we are doing is we are going to see how well it plays PUBG and Fortnite, because that's what I have downloaded. This is the first time I've ever used an APU on its own. I downloaded Ryzen Master already. I guess we'll find out whether that fan not spinning is an issue here in a second, because we are actually gonna get some room. We move these graphics cards. Oh, fuck, I just accidentally punched my other desk. That hurts so bad. Oh my god. Okay, this is our first time booting up. We're using the Durgod Acco wireless keyboard. This thing's actually pretty sick if anybody needs a little tiny hot swappable keyboard that's wireless. Yeah, I wonder what that's gonna be. What is Lego Fortnite? Jesus. I mean, it's running all the cinematics really well. Oh, that's sick. I haven't played any of this season yet. Jesus, dude. My God, this looks so bad, dude. I can't believe this is running. Okay. Oh, should I could see what our frames were. All right, I think we're probably best off like this, but I want to go find a fight. Damn it, why won't it tell me? What? Hooray! I mean, this is kind of playable. I definitely wouldn't say this is I mean, it's playable, but it's rough. Oh, I should have put it on full screen. I'm an idiot. Alright, we'll see how bad it is playing with people, because this was just kind of the bullshit. Um... All right, we froze. Driver timeout has occurred. I mean, I'm amazed that it played it at all, so that's kind of a plus. Dell Inc. Why is Dell doing something on here? That's interesting. Oh, for the monitor. Okay, well, we're gonna get drivers popping on this thing, and then we're gonna move back over to our main system. All right, we got the restart going on this thing. I've got to run the wire back over and put this thing back where it belongs. Next up, we're going to have to test the 6800 XT. I really don't want to put it in my system, but I think I'm going to have to. It's already done. Hey, guy, what are you doing? Hi. What you doing? Oh, so fast. So fast. All right, baby, we are back up and running with our normal system. This UI is so helpful. Wait, it's not on the Dell, it's on the LG. Oh, it's so much brighter now. What the hell? Oh, that looks good. That looks really good. Holy crap.
That's it. Bag 'em and tag 'em. This is the dig site. The beacon was right here. It must have been moved.
By who? Our side or the Geth?
Hard to say. Maybe we'll know more after we check out the research camp.
You think anyone got out of here alive?
If they were lucky. Maybe hiding up in the camp. It's just on the top of this ridge, up the ramps.
Change of plans, Shepard.
Impaling victims instead of just shooting them. There must be some reason behind it.
Classic psychological warfare. They're using terror as a weapon. That man was still alive when they stopped.
Oh my god.
What did the Geth do to them?
Oh my god. Alright, I gotta go deal with my dog. I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm actually gonna stop streaming and doing a stream for here.